Alright, so welcome to a scenario. What if America joined the Central Powers during World War One? And, this is a pretty cool scenario, because if the United States joined the Central Powers, uh, I would say after Russia fell, the German, I think, spring advance into France would probably succeed. So, yeah. And especially without American supplies, the British and French might have to surrender. And, let's just ignore down here. I forgot this is a map of 1910, not 1914. So, let's just say that the First Balkan War never happened. Anyways, the same thing happens. Boom, bam, pop, bow, bing, pow, wow. So, this is a terrible, terrible situation for everyone involved. But hey, uh, hopefully we chill. But yeah, looking at this is very unfair. So, yeah, I'm not surprised why the Entente won. Honestly. And mostly because, they have plot armor, apparently. Anyways, we see the same events happening. That does not happen. We see the same events happening. What a surprise. And, but we see Luxembourg joining. I mean, mostly because they have to. But we're gonna be seeing a alternate thing happening. We're gonna see the Dutch, going through a civil war. As most don't want to join the war, as in the purple doesn't want to join the war, while the green wants to join the blue team. And it's kind of an equal split, but very rapidly, the green team wins, and they rapidly join the blue team. As we see Indonesia also joining, which America sees as unfair. Even though they're isolationist, this war is just completely unfair. But yeah, boom. This happens. Montenegro is part of the Central Powers. But yeah, we're going to be seeing German forces advance into Luxembourg and Belgium. I'm not sure if Luxembourg was part of World War One. If not, that's just an alternate event. But yeah, everything is pretty much going to play out the same. Like, what a surprise. But this time, we see the Ottomans being stronger because of their, more land in the Balkans. And with that, they're able to knock out this front. As they begin to lose land down here pretty rapidly. As, yeah. We see that happening. And the world is at war. Anyways, Russian forces make the attack into Austria-Hungary, but we see Austro-Hungarian and German forces making the advance into the border. I need to turn on these. But yeah, we see German forces going in and taking Warsaw and pushing up the Baltic coastline. They make a push to what's now Lithuania's capital, but in the Battle of the City, they're not able to gain it. But with Warsaw being taken, this area rapidly falls, but Russia's able to make advancement over here. So Russia's doing surprisingly good, but another front they have to face is over here, where they rapidly win. As Turkey, the Ottomans, even though they're stronger, they're fighting a Britain that is focusing heavily down here, and a Russia that is focusing heavily down here. But we see another shift in the timeline as Pakistani and Russia and Tajikistan forces flood into this part of Afghanistan, forcing it into occupation. And just like what happened with Iran, the occupations are split, but unlike Iran in World War II, we see them annexing land. And the reasoning that they want a border is so the British Raj can work with Russian troops, and they build a railroad track using both their borders that they massively built, goes through Kazakhstan, goes down to here, and goes over this front. So that's the reason that they attacked Afghanistan. But Afghanistan is pretty mad that they do this, so they declare war, opening another front. But yeah, looking at this war seems very, very impossible to win. With all overseas German colonies falling, we see it not being possible. I mean, it looks like it's not possible to win this war. But the Germans keep fighting. And they don't stop. Around this point, it's about 1915, where we see Italy joining the war. So, yeah, we see that. And, yeah, it's not good for the Central Powers for that to happen, but it's okay. As we rapidly see... What was I talking about? Dude, my mind just went so blank. My gosh. Oh my golly. But yeah, we see the Dutch rapidly falling. Sorry if I'm just going on and on about something. Most of the time my mind just blanks out and I continue what I'm talking about, but I don't know what I'm talking about. So, yeah. Anyways, sorry about that little rant I went on. But we see German forces pushing deeper and deeper into Russia, taking what's now Lithuania's capital. We see Afghanistan making pushes into Russian and British territories, as they did sign a treaty, but it didn't say that Afghanistan couldn't join the war on the Central Powers, so it's kind of on them for that, but they didn't expect Afghanistan to actually do something, which they are. But this is around the time we're going to be seeing America declaring war on Canada. The reason? They say that British imperialism, it has been a threat to them ever since they got independence. And in this timeline, instead of Germany sending the telegram to Mexico, it was Britain. And that was the final straw for the Americans, as America is strong, way stronger than the British at this point. And like most of the founding fathers and pretty much every president, America wants Canada. So, it's about time that America gets the territory they've been fighting for before they even got independence. The British Dominion of Canada rapidly falls. America is just too strong. As America gains all of this land and all of the British colonies, they even annex Puerto Rico from Spain, which claimed it in this timeline. But rapidly, American forces flood into the Guyanas, showing no mercy to the British. The American Navy takes over the Atlantic in the massive Battle of the Atlantic. I forgot about Japan being part of this war. but they are. As with this, America begins to send massive bomber jets, and they begin to destroy the Pacific with their military and navy. As America even makes an attack on Kamchatka and Chuchaka. With this massive attack on Siberia, Russia realizes that they might not be able to withstand a war. With the Austro-Hungarians pushing them out, and Kiev beginning to get pushed to, and we begin to see Russia falling into an early loss. We see rebels down here fighting for their independence to form the Caucasus Union Republic, as Turkish forces also flood in, taking these two cities and getting what they want. Working with these rebels, we see this whole area being lost to the rebels, and Afghanistan making a massive push north, blowing up that train track, and taking the city. I want to say, they don't take the city, but they begin to approach the city. They kick the British Raj out and make a consolidated push. And then we begin to see communist rebels across Russia, and this is the final straw for Russia, as Moscow is overthrown by these rebels, and Estonia even breaks away, which is so close to St. Petersburg. The world watches in shock as America, Afghanistan, the Ottomans, and Germany destroy a country bigger than all of them combined. Russia rapidly surrenders. We see Japan full annexing Sakhalin, but American forces don't stop. They make an attack on Japan, and the German Pacific Front is easy to see. The future is seen. And the Pacific Front for the Germans is won, as America knocks out Japan without using a single nuclear bomb. But we see America going down in the Pacific and attacking this land and reliberating the German North Papua New Guinea, as America is pretty much just saying, like, hey, Germany, we are chill. As we see the Dutch surrendering, with every part of their territory getting occupied or surrendering. The Battle of Brussels takes place, and the Germans begin their advance. Around this point, it's 1917, and the French and the British are weak. They launch a winter offensive into Belgium that is able to start the Second Battle of Brussels. They make a push and they reach the German border. But by spring, we see that Germany launches their spring offensive. The Austro-Hungarians do the same, followed by the Ottomans. And looking at all of these spring offensives going all at the same time, with the Ottomans attacking Africa, the Austro-Hungarians invading northern Italy, and the Germans launching their massive spring offensive, Paris falls. The world is shocked. The Eiffel Tower gets destroyed, and the one photo that they have of the Eiffel Tower goes in history, as it's with the southern left leg destroyed, and it fell, killing a crowd of 1,000. As the photo of the Eiffel Tower destroyed sends the world into shock. At this point, it's 1918. The Germans have not stopped their offensive. The Ottomans have took Cairo and are destroying Africa's north coast for the second time. Eritrea has fallen, and the Red Sea is the Ottomans. Afghanistan is able to take the city and get coastline as we see the world being unified under one flag. And that one flag is a unified flag of the Central Powers. American forces flood Africa at a pace not seen before. Then we see America gaining the city. They push down and take Cape Town, and Africa is pretty much liberated. America rises their flag over Cape Town, and every British colony has the same Independence Day as America, as Cape Town and Zimbabwe's and Botswana's capital are taken on the same day. And that day, it's the 4th of July. Italy begins to fall, with Ottoman forces making an attack right here. And the world realizes there's nothing they can do anymore. The Ottomans push over to Morocco. Austria and Hungary knock out Italy. Italy surrenders. France follows the next day. And the British, they go through a massive civil war. The Irish break away. The Scottish, and even parts of England. The German Navy and Air Force and the military do a joint operation. The German and American flags are raised on the tallest building in Britain, in London. The British Isles collapse, and the world looks at their new ruler. The world order as we knew it is gone, and the world is German. Have a wonderful day, and if you enjoyed, you should probably like and subscribe. And yes, all of these things are fictional, and I don't think Afghanistan would do that. But it's an alternate timeline, and stuff changes in alternate timelines that you wouldn't expect. So yeah, the German legacy and American legacy are one. On January 5th, the 4th of July, 1920, the British surrender to the Americans for the second time in history.